Hello, and welcome to our Changing the Dreaming 20th Anniversary Edition Chronicle Toronto by Day Tales from the Rookery. As a warning, this is a mature game, though it masquerades as not at times, and it may explore some dark and troubling themes. These include, but are not limited to, body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, and a host of others. Our players have already discussed consent boundaries, and we collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. The players will always let me know if anything gets uncomfortable using yellow and red cards in our private chat. If you as a viewer ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause, step away. Our streams are available on YouTube after the game, and you can always come back to an episode once you feel more prepared, or you can just jump to the next episode because they are all there on YouTube to be found. Now, a word about our sponsors. We should have Mikhail Artoria give us a word from our sponsors. Artoria Design is a fantastic builder of these amazing dice boxes that are just gorgeously done. This is not a stencil, this is done freehand. The man is quite the artist. It's nicely cloth filled on the inside, lots of room for dice. As you can see, I've got 20 D10s in there and there's room for more. Artoria Mikhail should be just over here in the chat and say hello, make an order. He also does these amazing ones for Vampire the Masquerade as well. So he's looking at doing them for a variety of other World of Darkness splats as well. So poke him and see what he can do for you. And now that we have applauded Mikhail Artoria appropriately, let us meet our Motley. How are you doing tonight, Motley? I can hear the joy and anticipation in your voices. This is amazing stuff.
Let's have some chaos.
Yeah, that's yeah. Like we have to ask for that. Okay, so I'm just going to spin around the circle and introduce yourself to our viewers and tell them who you are playing tonight. So let's start with Crystal.
Hi, I'm Crystal. I play Lily Winters, your friendly neighborhood Gorid.
Thank you very much.
Her for me and Lily character.
Fantastic. Next up, we have Haley, please.
Hi, I'm Haley, also known as Beyblade 666. I'm playing Rosaline Kelly, the Salua, and I'm excited for tonight. See what happens.
Fantastic. And next up, we have Zev.
Hey everyone, I'm Zev. I'm playing Volodymyr Mikhailovich, your definitely friendly neighborhood knocker.
Friendly is a word. Sure, we can go with that. Next up, we have Michael, please.
Hi, everybody. My name is Michael Walsh. I will be playing Hunter Lanigan, your law enforcement troll. Sometimes friendly. He, him.
He's not friendly.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Michael. And rounding out the motley tonight, we have Najra.
Hey everyone, I'm Najra. I'll be playing Bagua, the very curious Aishu, and she thinks we're in trouble. We'll see.
Well, hey, so we've got a lot of friendliness and some people who think we're in trouble. I don't see those as being conflicting goals tonight. So we'll let the dice decide who is going to, and you know what, that makes a lot of sense. Our storyteller, Ishu, historian, memorist, Najra, if you want to fill in, it's been 2 weeks, so we need to fill in our viewers on what happened when last the Motley was seen, please. Anyone else can chirp in as well because, yeah, it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a while. So we were meeting and trying to put together some stuff, and some weird things started happening. And when we went out, I always forget the word, room thingy.
The freehold.
Freehold?
The freehold. Thank you very much. I need to tattoo that somewhere. The freehold. It seemed there was a lot of glamour in the air, and weird things were happening. And after like going around and trying our best to find what was causing it, we found our Zula friend, and brought her back in, filled her in a little bit of what's going on, even though don't know that much. Crystal is the one that knows the most about all of us. And after that, we went out trying to find the Tanuki to Chinatown. And when we got there, we were attracted by someone. We don't know who that is. And we followed them into I think it was like a supermarket kind of thing, like a vegetable market kind of thing. And we are now in a room with them. He just kicked out a lot of people from the room, and we have no clue what's going on. So this is gonna be fun.
Does anyone want to add anything to that? Because I think that was pretty
Sure.
Yeah. I'll
I
add
mean,
that
there
there
was
a couple
some-
house visits.
Yeah, it's like, well, there was house visits, there was shenanigans with Stobeg the Golem. But yeah, that was mostly the things.
Yeah.
I'm sure nothing's gonna come of the conversations that I had with my roommate.
Oh, no. I have not taken copious pages of notes about information on your roommate and your conversations with him.
Totally fine.
So
Everything's
yeah,
fine.
no.
everything's great. Everything's great. And Larry and the Darrells are eagerly
Darrells.
working behind the scenes for you.
Yes.
I need to
Okay.
talk with them. I need to have a talk with my
Right.
cousins.
What makes
Right.
you think they're going to listen?
The
Okay.
Lucky Moose Food Mart. That is
The
where we
Lucky
are.
Moose Food Mart in
Which-
Chinatown.
Which is an actual place.
Yes, located at Dundas and Beverly. They don't sponsor us, but they are a fantastic food mart to go into. Nice little 3-story building. It's on
Please
the
sponsor us.
south side of Dundas, at Beverly, kind of the eastern edge of Chinatown.
I'll take sponsorship payments in Shopao.
I don't know what that is.
The
Oh.
steamed pork buns with the
Excellent.
with the savory
Oh.
sauce.
And
Okay.
you had been led into the back by a young man, again, as was mentioned, probably in his early 20s or so.
Yes.
Very average looking, nothing really standing out about him except that he has got these vibrant, verdant green eyes. Black t-shirt, jeans, sneakers, relaxed, casual, very kind of. And yes, there were a half dozen employees in the back area, unboxing produce and prepping it for getting it out to the floor. And he basically ushered them all out, told them to bugger off, to give you folk the room. And they all grabbed boxes and left, except for one, I don't know, what do they call them? Tweens? Looks to be 11, 12, maybe 13, somewhere in there. That kind of gawky, skinny kind of growth stage, about 4.5 foot tall, very androgynous, but at the same time with this mane of luxurious, kind of black with just little hints of auburn in it hair. Who told Jimmy that auntie or grandmother had
Grandma.
told him he was allowed to stick around. And Jimmy said, okay, as long as he keeps his mouth shut. And this is where we rejoin our our motley, wrong
Hey.
splat, sorry.
Wah, wah.
Our motley in
Let me
the
just
back
find my
room
fangs.
of the Lucky Moose. And Jimmy kind of tucks his hands into his back pockets and gives you all a look and says, okay, so we don't often get you folk down here, except for the odd one for a cruise by, shop through. You people look like you're down here with intent, so what gives?
We're hoping to find a Tanuki and have a talk. I want to say discussion, but it's not like a bad talk. We have questions.
And he rocks on the heels of his feet a little bit. And he says, "What makes you think there's a Tanuki in Toronto?" Ha! Tanuki in Toronto. That'll be the next name of my band.
We got a clue kind of thing. We don't know.
Kind of a clue.
And a detector, and Vladimir holds up the house phone.
Someone told us that there might be a Tanuki in town, and we are just checking on that. That's it.
And as Vladimir holds up the modified phone, Jimmy gives it a look. And that's when all of you would notice that the tween is kind of standing right by Vladimir. Vladimir's maybe got a couple of inches on him, and they are looking at the phone thing, and then they look at Vladimir, and then they look at Jimmy, and he goes, "I could take him, you know." And Jimmy goes, "Yeah, Haruki, just shh. Adults are talking."
My invention.
And Haruki definitely bristles at that comment.
My invention.
Then kind of
You
goes,
can't have it.
"Okay, fine," and kind of very gracefully and on noiseless steps slips away from beside Vladimir. So Jimmy goes, "Okay, so say there is a Tanuki in town. What do you need to find the Tanuki for?"
Basically, what it comes down to is they're missing an item, and maybe we know who has it, but we don't know what the item is, because who has it are prone to taking things. So when we asked, "Hey, is there anything new?" they had too many things. But we want to return thing to owner and have all things sorted.
And Jimmy kind of directs his gaze intently on Hunter and says, "Does she always make this kind of sense?"
Absolutely.
Okay, I don't know about you, but I'm confused. So somebody's got something that they might have taken that wasn't theirs,
So
that is a thing
We
that
just
you're not
need
sure.
to ask them a couple of questions.
Okay.
So it seems someone took something from the Tanuki, and that someone may be changing into teapots when they sneeze. So
It's the feckin' raccoons.
So we kind of want to settle that down so both parts are happy and no one changes into teapots anymore.
What do you mean? What kind of sense? I made sense.
Is there a reason what none of you are saying raccoon?
It made total sense to
I
me.
don't know.
So, and Jimmy just seems to be kind of have a confused look on his face as he looks from one to the next, and back again.
Rosaline will stare him straight in the eyes, and she'll be like, "You will help us. I know it."
Okay. At which point,
there's an
Haruki is
extra
now
word.
beside Hunter, and kind of just staring up at Hunter. And there's a big height difference between Haruki and Hunter, naturally. So Haruki's just very hands tucked behind their back, just kind of staring intently up at Hunter.
Hello.
And doesn't say anything, just stares. And Jimmy kind of pinches the bridge of his nose for a moment and goes, "Okay. So raccoons are sneak. Yeah, that sounds like Eddie. You know that. Oh, okay. Well, see, there's an issue.
Another one?
We already
Well, I
have
don't
an
know
issue
how-
right there.
I don't know how
No.
you
We're
people
going to have
work.
to take out a periodical at this point.
Yeah, we got subscriptions. Anyways.
And he kind of stops for a moment and goes, "Okay, you're trying to be funny and almost succeeding, which is pretty good." And then he
I'm hilarious, underappreciated.
and then
but
he
hilarious.
points at Rosalie and he goes, "She's scary." Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm not so bad when you get to know me.
You broke my favorite mug.
She's still staring him straight in the eyes, not blinking.
Okay, so he's just kind of like, okay, there's another one. And he kind of looks over at the tween and says, Haruki, go stare at her, because the two of you, that might just cause an entire meltdown of reality as we know it. So I don't know how you people are allowed to do it, but even with the Kemwai and the Harayuna, there are ways of approaching people. You just don't, kick
We
your
heard
way
there were-
into.
We heard there were rules, but we don't know what they are, and nobody told us.
Okay. So you're looking for a guide, in other words, somebody to kind of help you arrange a meeting with
Smooth the way. Yes.
oil on troubled water. Okay. Okay.
That's a stupid feckin' saying.
A little bit. Anyways. Yes.
And he kind of looks at Vladimir and says, I don't know. You pour, a nice thick layer of oil on water that's moving. It does two things. It settles the water down. And if you really get angry, you can light it on fire. So, where's the issue?
I don't like the chemical
right there.
reactions.
Okay. See, I'm not sure who you think I am either, because I'm just not going to go knock on
You have
Antigoni's
no
door.
idea who you are.
Not. Yeah. It's just.
How about we
As
start?
I
Agua
know.
had and pointing towards Ishu and stuff, being like, had been down here and said, oh well, I maybe picked up something, so we came down looking for whatever it was that she sort of sensed, and we found you.
Picked up something, and he immediately switches his stare to Haruki and goes, yeah, somebody might have been playing around a little bit or something, because they just, haven't learned better yet. At which point, Haruki's eyes appear to suddenly be about 4 times their normal size as they swing slowly back to Jimmy, and he goes, they say, I don't know what you're talking about.
Haruki, we can have a race next time. Now that I know it's you.
And Jimmy goes, okay, so I can't just go knock on Auntie Hinode's door.
So who can?
I know who can. Hitoshi, well, yeah, I really don't like dealing with Hitoshi. He's like all the other Chuyongs. They're fire,
can be
I wish
useful.
I did.
Your society does things a little differently, right?
Yes.
Apparently.
You organize yourselves into families or something. You got your different types of.
Well,
you kind
there's kinds of us, but we all meet at like a single or regional courts to discuss or solve things.
Okay. Yeah. But all of you have things in common with your family that has to do with certain traits or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So like with us, it's kind of the same, but kind of different. It's my affinity is wood.
Okay.
Auntie Hinode Tanuki's affinity are metal. Metal suppresses wood. So if I go knock on the door and she's not pleased with me, you can see where there could be an issue. So what we need is somebody from a family that restrains metal, and that would be fire, and that would be Hanuki. And he's the only Chuyong in all of Toronto for a reason, because they don't really get along well with anybody.
Wait.
So
I'm getting mixed up on the names.
okay, I'm Jimmy, that's Tanuki, and Tanuki waves.
No.
The Huion
No.
is like.
Or
it's
sorry,
like
that's
the clan.
Haruki and Haruki waves. That was a Cliff mistake. I was
Cliff
getting
is
mixed
getting
up with the
confused.
names. Yeah.
No, but
I'm Jimmy. That's Haruki. You want to go see Auntie Hinode, and we need to talk to Hitoshi to do this. Is that straight enough for you guys now?
Yeah.
Probably. Yes. and Lily will have pulled out a little pad of paper and is trying to like drawing little lines to things and
Okay, so we're going to need to arrange to talk with Hitoshi. So that's not going to happen tonight. What do you guys got on your agendas for tomorrow night?
There's some stuff I'd like to do in my workshop, but
Yeah, and is this
yeah, but
important to you?
like oh, we don't have anything planned.
We can be here.
Actually, hang on. Oh, Saturday. Saturday's usually, oh yeah, Prime Hill and Saturday. Well, yeah, we could do it. Actually, let's aim for dinner, because if we catch him at dinner, guarantee we can pin him down to one of a couple of places. North side of north corner of Dundas and Huron, the Big Trouble Bistro. 4 o'clock tomorrow.
he eats dinner at 4 o'clock.
Maybe it's a long
Yeah,
dinner.
this way you get to relax, you have your dinner, and then you've got a good
Wait,
evening ahead of you.
What's the place called again,
Big-
please?
The Big Trouble Bistro.
Okay.
Vladimir just kind of sidles over to Jimmy and just looks at him. What's this relaxing that you talk about?
And both of his eyebrows kind of go up, and he's like, when you kick back and just do whatever you enjoy doing rather than whatever you have to do.
I mean, what I enjoy doing is
Yeah,
working.
Yeah, but do you have to do it?
I mean, I get antsy if I don't.
So you've got the work you have to do, right? To pay the rent.
Yeah,
And then you get the work you like to do, right?
which I also kind of have to do because it's.
But
expected.
that's not paying the rent necessarily, unless it's a side hustle. Side hustles still count.
Some of my inventions are very useful.
And he kind of looks at the phone for a moment, looks back at you and says, okay.
Prototype. Everyone critic.
Yeah, but and he pulls a slim little smartphone out of his pocket. Says, I prefer to carry something without the big handset, and tucks it
No,
back in his back pocket.
is not for calling, is for glamour detection.
And okay, you know what? No. We're good. We're good. No.
I have a question.
Okay.
Do you know what he likes? Like a dessert or something like.
Oh yeah, should we bring something?
If we're
A
gonna
gift?
crash his dinner, I would like to bring at least the dessert kind of.
First of
thing.
all, you're going to be in a bistro, a restaurant, right?
Oh
They
yeah.
tend to have a thing against outside food being brought in.
But he can bring it home. He doesn't have to eat it there. But like, when you go to someone's house, you bring stuff as a gift, kind of thing.
I could bring him something.
Okay.
No.
No.
You could just offer to buy him dessert at the restaurant.
Oh.
Okay.
Sure.
Just think it. Buy him a drink at the restaurant.
I think we
Yeah.
can handle that.
Cover his tea or whatever.
Yes.
That's no big deal.
Cover his tea with what?
Because
No.
again, yeah, you never know what kind of mood Hitoshi's going to be in. So gifts are kind of tricky,
Hmm.
I would think.
Okay.
And Haruki goes, he'd probably really like one of those new little drones they've got out. And Jimmy goes, no, Haruki would like one of those new little drones they've got out. Hitoshi would not care for one of those new little
Vladimir
drones that
focuses
they've got out.
on Haruki. You want throne?
And Haruki's kind of bounces a little bit, goes, yeah, they got these brand new drones out. They're about this big, and they great battery life. They'll follow you around for like 6 hours at a charge and take pictures and stuff. About $250. They're really, really great.
What is worth to you?
And he kind of stops and gives you an eye and says, what do you mean what it's worth to me? And Jimmy
I
goes,
make-
yeah, no,
I
no
make
deals.
Lily is
no,
just doing this.
No deals. No.
But I have not
No.
gotten to make a
No.
novel
And
toy
he
for
looks
a
at
child.
Haruki and says,
in
Haruki,
years.
you are far too young to be making deals. When you're 18 and have your own money, you can make deals. Until you're 18, no deals. And Haruki sticks their tongue out at them and kind of goes, yeah, right.
He could pay in favors.
And Jimmy goes, oh, no. No.
Haruki, I'm just going to say this once. Most of his inventions don't
Work
do
marvelously.
what he plans them to do in the
They
way
work,
that it's
though.
meant to do.
They work.
You will regret it.
You will not
Well,
regret it.
And
They work.
both of Haruki's eyes widen and they look at Vladimir and go, really? And Jimmy goes, yeah, oh, no, you shouldn't.
I make amazing things. Amazing thing. Marvel of technology.
Explode.
Laws of physics.
You've done one
don't
thing
apply.
that worked.
I
And
have
it was
done many things that worked.
no.
While they discuss it, I'm gonna pull up from my bag the rubber duck, and I'm gonna like move it slowly towards the back, towards my back, and I'm just gonna leave my hand open so he can take it if he wants. While they're fighting about if they work or not.
You're just gonna give this kid a duck.
It's a rubber duck of utility. He'll love it. He
And
can
you're not
use it
even
to-
gonna tell him what it does.
Nope.
Actually, the kid and Jimmy are pretty focused on each other back and forth. So the kid's not going to see that you've got a duck behind your back.
It's okay. I'm just gonna leave it there. Like I want that to be the distraction, and I'm just gonna keep my hand back behind me for the remaining of the time we're there.
Okay.
We've got a
So-
full-on rubber duck mutiny over here.
So Jimmy just goes, yeah, no, Haruki, no, not today, not tonight. When you're 18, everything's good. And Haruki is 16. He goes, 18. We've had this discussion before, 18. And Haruki says, yeah, at 16, I can drive. And Jimmy says, yes. And at 18, you can make deals and sign contracts and everything is good.
I
So,
like
and
this kid.
Haruki, pouts, one of the cutest pouts you've ever seen. And, kind of takes like a step back and then sits on one of the carts. Jimmy goes, okay, anything else that we can do for the five of you?
Are you also going to be attending this meal?
And he's, yes, I will meet you out front of the restaurant. I am not going to send you in to talk to Hitoshi on your own. I don't need you coming back to kick my ass over something like that.
We're not looking to
So-
kick your ass. You've been
No, but if I
more
sent you in
than
into
accommodating.
Hitoshi on your own, either you would be coming after me or Hitoshi be coming after me. I'm not doing that. So yeah, I'll meet you outside of the restaurant 4:00 and we'll go in and we'll sit down and we'll have a
Jimmy.
chat with Hitoshi.
Can I call you James?
I'd rather you don't.
Okay, Jimmy. You've been more than accommodating in this situation, and I just wanted to personally thank you.
You're welcome. Good relations between the races,
Absolutely. We're not looking to kick anybody anywhere or any explosives or anything of that remote notion.
Good.
Why
good,
did you
good.
have to bring up explosives?
Because contingencies, Volodymyr. Because I know how you are.
Good. Because,
I feel unfairly profiled.
some of us still remember the 60s and all the fun that happened after that when, some of your people came back and others of your people had issues and, kind of running battles in the streets for a while.
Yeah,
I
no, that is not. We don't. None of those. None of that.
Yeah.
No.
No, we'd like things to remain as,
I'm not
peaceful
even
and
from around here, so no
pleasant
worries.
as possible. Okay, excellent. So we will see you tomorrow, 4 o'clock.
Sounds
Okay.
like a plan.
Aye. She'll head out.
Would we don't need to exchange numbers for any reason?
And he's like, okay, you're not going to show at 4 o'clock?
No, just in case.
Just like
Traffic or something, I don't know.
In case of
long-term
emergency.
relationship.
Okay. And he pulls his cell phone out and says, so you
Well,
want
here,
my
I'll-
number? I want yours. What? How?
Yeah, sure. I'll swap with you.
Okay.
You know, and like I'm not gonna be calling you whatever. Just like it's just a in case.
Okay. And he swaps numbers and he says, yeah, that would be, trying to explain that to grandma, some weird fairy girl calling me. That would be,
My grandma doesn't
Uh,
like fairies either.
I will try to not be insulted.
My babushka loves
eh.
fairies.
and he first of all looks at Vladimir and goes, okay, that's interesting. And then he looks at Rosalie and he says, yeah, you still. And Haruki says, yeah, she's got a couple of them following her too. And Jimmy's like, yeah, I didn't need to know that either, but thanks.
You know, Jimmy, I feel all of us have been more than cordial. Well, I can't speak for the one handling his devices over here, but she does have a name. It's not Fairy Girl.
And he's like, oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Anyways, let's just go.
Okay, I'll see all of you people tomorrow, 4 o'clock,
Absolutely.
in front of the
Mhm.
Big Trouble Bistro.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, and he kind of swings the door out into the Lucky Moose open from the storeroom and says, okay, you have a wonderful evening and a great tomorrow.
We'll see you then.
Is there any way to know if I believe him like that? Can I do an insight check?
They do not have insight. Empathy would pretty much tell you that sort of thing, I would think. A perception and
Okay.
empathy.
Okay.
And 7s, 8s, 9s, or 10s, please.
Okay.
See, I'm just having one of those reactions of like, did he mean that or did he just curse us?
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing I'm feeling. Like
Volodymyr wouldn't be upset.
is he setting us up to failure? Like does he want to meet with us to like kill us slowly somewhere, or is he being honest?
I'm not saying I
Rosaline
don't
will,
like.
upon
Hey.
exit, she'll go up to, oh geez, what's his name? Michael's character. I forget
Hunter.
her name.
Hunter.
Hunter.
Hunter, yes. And she'll whisper to him, we need to go where he says, but we're probably going to be in danger. It's
Well,
where we need to be, but we'll be in danger.
then we'll be prepared.
2 successes.
You feel he's pretty open about things, and there was no underlying meaning to his words, no curses, no strangeness. He's been pretty forward about things.
I don't like him.
Okay.
Hunter
Okay,
would come
so
up
what-
to Lily upon exit and simply say, I feel there's been some type of miscommunication, but
Mhm.
I wouldn't hold it to
Where?
heart.
Where?
between
see.
you and our newly acquired friend.
Oh, um, I don't know. I mean, he was just talking about something that happened in the 1960s, and I wasn't even born then. So, like,
You're not the only one.
yeah. So, yeah, it's just, I don't know. Probably, actually, I don't even know if they are the age that they are. You know what I mean?
We might be closely related. We might be not. I don't even understand each other fully
I don't
yet.
know what they are yet. I requested so many books to come in. I'm gonna have reading for the next several months.
Just know we're going to do everything in our power to accomplish your task.
Mm,
And just try to
Yeah.
stay positive.
I'd offer you a duck.
Hey, we're in
but I'm
the
out.
market. Are there good snacks in here?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I want to go snack hunting.
Ooh,
Snack hunting.
I want Pocky.
Oh yeah. Of many flavors.
I need Bucky and seaweed snacks. That's it.
Yes, the spicy dried seaweed snack.
They make so many different flavors of that too. Like,
Olive oil and sea
Oh.
salt. That's a good one. Oh,
like we're gonna spend some time buying snacks and then leave.
I was
and
I was
get back
going to
the
say
car.
so important meeting, and then on the way out, ooh, snacks.
Yeah.
And yes,
That seems like the priority.
Yeah. 5
It's an-
changelings let loose in an Asian supermarket with the
it's
best
not
snacks,
even out of
with
character.
money in their pockets.
It is not even out of character for any of these kith to be
Yeah.
like, ooh, snacks.
Yes. Yep.
Rosalie probably won't stick around. She'll see like everyone's kind of split up, and then she'll just kind of be like, okay, see you tomorrow, to anyone who might hear that, and then she'll walk out.
Would Lily notice?
How involved are you in snackifying right now? Yeah, you would probably notice.
It's like,
Oh,
okay,
hunger.
well, I'll just. I don't even. That's not a thing.
Yeah, what is
But
this?
I will
werewolf?
just. I'll just like maybe wave in Rosalie's direction. Yep. See you later.
Fagua, in the midst of all this snacking purchasing, uh, can I roll etiquette to try to figure out something that would be like I need 3 good gifts for uh like 3 Asian people, and like her best educated guess is that Hitoshi is Japanese or from Japanese descent. So like a sake or something.
Gosh,
That's a dang good question.
it's like yeah, that'd be a good gift, but I wouldn't know how to pick one.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of gift ideas, but depending on what you want to say with the gift, fashion accessories, a watch, a ballpoint pen, those are kind of all personal and good gifts.
Yeah.
Anything gadgety tends to be a good gift too. Alcohol is an excellent gift, so sake
Yeah.
would be appropriate.
So Hanuki kind of sounds Japanese too. So she will pick 3 bottles of sake. That's not the most expensive because Fagua doesn't have that much money.
Mm-hmm.
And get them like a fancy packing, like a bow and like a bag and like the whole shenanigans.
Okay, yeah, you
Uh,
can do that at the liquor store in Chinatown.
Yeah,
Would
well,
definitely carry that.
sometimes sake like comes in fancy
Yeah, or
packaging.
like
They
a
already like.
fancy box, and I'll put like a card or something on it. Something like that. So that's gonna be like snacks and alcohol. That's gonna be my purchase.
Not a bad combo.
Snackahol.
Hunter would see Rosaline leaving and shoot her a text and say, "Thanks for the heads up about the danger. Try not to rush in ahead tomorrow. Let's try to stick together just in case."
She'll text back and say, you need a person on the outside. That's it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay, so what is the Motley doing now that you have made your purchases? You've got your snacks, picked up some. Fogwas picked up 3 bottles of sake, and it's Friday night.
Going home.
No, kind of figured we'd end up heading back to Hunter's vehicle, wherever we left it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Since
that would have been
that's how we-
parked not far
since
away.
that's how we got here.
Yes, yeah, parked not far away. Okay, and going back to Hunter's or being dropped off home, or what are people doing?
Mm,
Uh,
Rosaline is already slipped off.
right.
Way with the fairies.
Hmm.
Some such. So
When was the vampires night in the club that you talked about?
Fridays?
Yep, Spike Fridays.
My invention's not ready for the
No, but we don't have to face them. We just
You can inquire.
like we can do what I did last weekend, which is just like go by
well,
and check the vibes kind of thing.
I mean, I could just leave a note with it because I've met the doorman before. I could just leave a note with him to let Osaze know that we'd like a quick chat if possible.
Sounds good.
Who's Nase?
He's a DJ for the club. He's the one that protected me and my friends from the vampires when we just kind of walked in without knowing anything that one time. That you weren't there for because that was a while ago. I'm sorry.
All right. And do we know who owns the club?
No, but Osaze did seem to be respected and rather like people listened to what he said to do or not do. So as close as I figure.
If you want to swing over and drop off your message, we have time. We could definitely pull that off.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, that's not actually going in or having to
Yeah.
like fend off anybody or anything. So yeah, we could probably do that.
I'm gonna text Rosalind in the group and be like, hey, if you haven't taken the bus, we are gonna check on the vampire club. See you at the car? Question mark.
She'll respond back, I'll meet you there.
Okay, meeting at the car or at the club?
At the club.
At the club. Okay. Okay, so it's about. It's probably about 9 o'clock, which means it's a little. Well, yeah, no, it's about.
It's
Good
early, but
time.
they'll be open.
Yeah, clubs tend to be open, but yeah, it's early for any crowd to be showing up. So yeah, the dance cave is actually not very far away. It's around the corner and up the road. It's at kind of Bathurst and Bloor area. So right near the old Mervish village. It is part of Lee's Palace. is what the entire structure is known. Downstairs is a live music venue, and then upstairs is the dance cave. And there is parking kind of almost within like 2 doors of it. There's an open parking lot right off the street. So yeah, it's a fairly, actually, it's a Friday night. Hunter, if you would be so kind as to roll me your dexterity plus drive,
Sure.
7s and up.
Got this.
Let's
I
not
normally do.
crash.
If
Thanks
you
for the
don't,
vote
you
of
got your mechanic.
confidence.
What's the worst that could happen?
Ah.
It's not
Oh,
failure.
What's the
no.
worst that could
It's not a
happen?
failure.
Only one.
Well,
A
One
7.
success is all you need.
A
We're just
7.
looking. Yeah, okay, just. So there is a moment, it looks like you might lose some paint, but not quite.
Oh God.
It's one of those close moments. And it's a Friday night, so the roads are really busy.
I thought
And
traffic in
not
Newark was
just,
bad.
yeah, not just traffic, but pedestrians, cyclists, people on those darn scooters. So yeah, there is a moment up around Bathurst and College where you have to kind of slam on the brake a little bit, because somebody with a scooter almost looks like they're going to take out the side of your,
And everybody like heaves to the front of the vehicle.
yeah. And
Vladimir probably
so,
falls over.
between Chinatown, Kensington Market,
Wouldn't you have a
Um,
seatbelt on?
It's a Vladimir. There's really no knowing if you remember to put his on.
you're on the west side of the university area, so you've got that going on as well. So yeah, there's a lot happening in this part of Toronto, especially on a Friday night. There are a lot
Seems
of
poppin'.
clubs scattered through the area, and a lot of nightlife going on through the annex and along Bloor Street. But you're able to get there for a little after 9. You take it easy, because no rush. It's early yet as far as the night goes. You're able to find a parking spot. I'm going to start rolling for parking spots, because that'll be fun. You're able to find a
No.
Damn you,
roll.
No.
Yeah, roll drive plus perception, difficulty 10, Friday night downtown Toronto.
Oh, Cliff.
to find a parking spot.
Mm.
There.
What
we
happens
go.
if he botches?
Yeah,
Hey.
you guys will be circling the block
You
for a
tell me you
long,
gotta tuck
until
and
you
roll
run
for
out of
this
gas.
nonsense.
So is it fair to
I got
say
2
that I got
9s.
there
I didn't get a
first?
10.
Oh yeah. Rosaline would have gotten there first. Not by a lot, by about 5-10 minutes. There's not a really what you would call any kind of a crowd outside. There's 1 or 2 people that look like they might be there for the club night, having a cigarette on the side, standing on the sidewalk. There is still a fair amount of foot traffic going back and forth. A fair number of people. The rest of you get there and get the vehicle parked, and are strolling up. And Rosaline has been standing there for obviously for a good 5 or 10 minutes, just watching people go by.
I was actually gonna say that once we found parking,
Yep.
Lily would just pull out her little notebook again, and while still in the car, write out a little thing to Asaze, asking to connect up and to talk.
Okay.
And which do you think Asaze would respond to you better, an email or a phone number?
I don't know. Which do you think he would respond to better?
I don't know. That's why I asked you. Gonna roll for it.
I was going to say you could roll me intelligence plus etiquette, but you've got fairly decent numbers there. Even if you just take it as a half successes, that's enough to know that a phone number would be the better of the 2 options.
Okay. then I will write my number down and fold it up into 4 and then hop
Okay.
out to go find
How
the
how
door
did
guy.
how did you sign it?
Lily. 'Cause that's the only. Oh, Lily plus bluebirds.
Okay. Okay. So, is everyone getting out of the vehicle?
Volodymyr is in a place he doesn't know and a car he's supposed to be protecting. Volodymyr is staying with the damn car.
Okay.
There are vampires nearby. They are dangerous. He does not have his portable sunshine cannon because he hasn't even built it yet.
Okay.
He is not getting out of the car.
Hunter gets out.
Okay.
I need to check this new place.
What's this? What's it do?
Yeah, new place. Who
Okay.
this?
Are you staying in my car?
I am staying in the car.
Then stay in the car. I don't want to come back and find half of it missing.
Okay. So, this part of Bloor Street is all 3-story buildings on both sides, all shop fronts, restaurants, and then apartments above each of them. But there are restaurants, clothing stores, craft stores, all sorts of different things along here. Then you've got Lee's Palace. Lee's Palace has been artistically decorated, not in an Art Deco style, out front. It is, if you look it up online and take a look at the outdoor pictures, it definitely stands out well and draws the eye. It is not something of this. You're probably about 3 doors away from the parking, if I remember right. And on the west, is the upstairs? No, it's the west doors, not the east doors. So Lee's Palace, the one set of doors, nice big red double doors that swing open. And standing in front of them is a stocky gentleman, about 5'10". Lily would recognize him. Black baseball cap, worn backwards tonight, beard and mustache. Black leather jacket, black jeans, black combat boots. Just kind of leaning on the wall by the door. You're watching people go by.
Now, Lily would remember, but Crystal does not. What is his name?
Dennis.
Dennis. Yes.
Dennis, the door guy.
Right. I spelled that wrong. Okay. Well, has he seen me yet or not?
He's not apparently reacting like he's seen you. He's just kind of standing there casually minding his own business. The doors
All
are
right.
open behind him.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out if
Doesn't seem to be
if I
much
could
of a
just
crowd yet.
sort of wave and come up to him or.
Oh yeah, you
like-
can stroll up to him. It's a public street.
Okay, cool.
And you walk up and stop in front of him and he says,
Hi,
I remember you.
Dennis. Is that right?
Yeah, you were you and a couple of others were in here months ago. Never forget
Yeah,
a face. Always forget
yeah.
names, but I never forget a face. Yeah,
Yeah,
and it
it's
was
Lily.
okay,
Hi.
Lily, and it's still the wrong night for you to be here, Lily.
No, I know. I actually just brought a little note. If you could pass it to a Saze for me, I'd much appreciate it.
It might take me a little while, but I think I could get
No,
it to him.
it's
And he
like
hands
I'm
out,
not in.
holds out his hand.
Oh, here you go.
And doesn't even look at it, just tucks it in his back pocket. He says, okay, I'll make sure Saze gets that sometime between now and close.
Cool. Thanks much.
He comes out for a smoke now and again. I get the chance to go in for a drink now and again. Can't guarantee we'll cross paths, but at some point tonight, between now and 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm sure I'll see him and be able to slide it to him. I would take it you want this done discreetly.
Yes. Yes, that would be good.
Okay.
Just
Consider it taken care of.
awesome. Thank you. and I'll just have a good night, Dennis, and head
You
back
as well, Lily.
head back to the crew.
Okay.
I'm gonna slide towards Rosalind and be like, your vibe was like really good back in Chinatown. Can you sense something from this guy or from this place or from like these people?
Man with the green eyes. He brings good fortune, but also I fear for our safety tomorrow. It's where we need to be, but also puts us in danger, perhaps.
That's why I trust your vibe. It's really good. Um, like, can you sense anything? And I'm gonna like, kind of like point to the guys like smoking near the door that look like they're gonna go in and stuff like that. Do you sense anything from like these people or this place?
Can I use omen on the place?
Yeah, you could. However, you also have the feeling that if you do, it's going to, you're going to feel a very oppressive weight for the next while. You've been kind of burning glamour the last 2 days without replenishing. You're getting close to empty. And that's not a place you want to be.
I'm at 5. Is that close to empty?
No, because Omen last game would have cost you 2 because you're not doing it in the dreaming. If you're doing it in the real world, the cost is 2 glamour, not 1 to do anything.
Yeah.
In the dreaming, it's costing 1. So you had used 1 for your eyes and then 2 for the omens. So you're down 3. So you're close to half.
All right.
So you could, but you'd be down to 2 glamour.
She'll just say, do you guys not get burnt out using stuff like that?
Oh, we do. Have you been using a lot?
I've been trying to do my part.
Oh,
You
well,
all have to be with me.
you don't have to, but no, we can I mean, if you're low, we can do some things to help, get you back up.
If
Glamour wise.
if it's absolutely necessary, I'll do it tonight. But I feel like it would be best used tomorrow.
Yeah, no, you don't have to. Like, I don't really know how all of this works. So if you feel it's not a good idea, I trust you.
You all get a text from Volodymyr that just reads, "No one's died yet, right?"
I swear
We're
I'm gonna smack him.
Unfortunately.
I'm not playing a brave character.
Mm.
I already left the note. We're just in the sidewalk. I don't know why.
Capital letters. Relax.
There's a moment of silence. You see the little ... If I do, I'm going to leave a mess in your car. Can we get out of here, please?
If you leave a mess in my car, you will become a mess. Hold tight.
Hold
Period.
tight to what?
Okay. Anyways. Yeah, Rosaline, you don't have to use up all your glamour right now if you don't, if it's not a good idea. Also, this place isn't going anywhere, so
We have
I
time.
also have a good sense of people just naturally. So I can just look. as
So
well.
if you want to roll me perception plus empathy, that'd be 7 dice. 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s, please.
Is that for me?
Yes, please, Rosaline.
Okay.
And you'll get more of a natural sense of things than a glamour fueled.
Okay, it's a pretty good dice pool.
But I also do a perception and empathy.
Yes, you can indeed.
Uh, 2 10s and an 8.
Oh, very nice. Oh, give me a second here. Where was I? Oh, I was right there. Okay.
6s count? I can't remember.
No, 7s and up.
Okay.
So that's still 3 successes. So that definitely tells you that it's early yet. The people right around this area seem to be just normal kind of people. Nothing unusual. The door guy seems to be a fairly honest sort for what you can feel from across the street.
She'll say, nobody gives me the creeps quite yet.
Okay. At least we know we can be here earlier in the day.
Lily, is there anything else they told you about this place as far as excluding nights that we can and can't be here and times?
Checking. Because I think it's just Spike Fridays.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
Um,
it's primarily, they said don't come in the club.
But we could be outside the club.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's just because when they're in there, there's lots of them all together, and the only people in the club is other vampires, so they feel more free to do whatever they are capable of doing.
Well, it makes sense. It's encroaching on somebody else's territory. So we're not here to intrude.
Yeah, but I mean, I just dropped a note with the doorman, Dennis. He said he will pass it along as soon as he gets a chance to this evening, sometime. And I'm good with that. And that's all I had for an idea.
Anything
For now.
else we can get done tonight before I'm dropping people off?
Mm,
It's still kind of early, or I don't know if anything else needs to be taken care of.
not that I can think of. I mean, there was one other contact we could poke, but if I remember, he's not in the one place I know to find him right now, so that's not helpful. Because he tends to hang out in a coffee shop around like 5 p.m. and it's much later than that. So yeah, I mean, unless you guys want to go hang out somewhere for a bit, just to hang out, spend
can
time
do that.
together. Or we could just, go do other separate things.
You guys get another text. Someone just walked past in a greatcoat. I think I'm gonna die. Hurry.
Lily pulls out her phone again. She's okay. Can we just take this to the car so he stops flipping out?
He really needs a leash. Let's go.
He's got a leash. He's in the car. He's just.
Oh no, I'm talking about. Did you ever see National Lampoons? Yeah.
Honestly, when you said it, all I could think of is those leashes they sometimes put on toddlers. But anyways,
No, we could tie him to the back of the vehicle and take off. But
don't be so mean. And he would bounce. It'd be messy.
he'd still be alive. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm in city limits.
Put him on a skateboard.
He'd probably make something on the way anyway. That's how he is. As long as he's not defecating in my vehicle, that's all I really care about at this point. As he's walking and talking, he's like, I hope I really hope he's not making a mess. I really hope he's not making a mess.
You find Volodymyr kind of gargoyle perched on top of on top of the back seat. He's not sitting on it. He's gargoyle crouched on it, clutching his invention to his chest.
He smacks
looking-
the car door.
Okay, before you quite get there,
Oh no!
as you leave the front sidewalk in front of the club to get back to the
Mhm.
parking, you walk down a laneway. And the parking's kind of to the side and behind. And I'd completely forgotten the parking is accessed by Bagpipe Lane. And I have no idea why they call it that, but it was like, oh yeah, my favorite little tiny street name in Toronto, right behind Coke Drive,
Okay.
which was named for the coal, not the drug. But that doesn't stop them from selling it there, which is wonderful. There's
Sure.
a large parking lot there, and the vehicle's there. You can kind of, as you're approaching the vehicle, see that Volodymyr is perched on the top of the back seat and
In a
perched
full-on
on,
staring contest
Yeah.
with the raccoon.
yes, perched on the hood, staring into the vehicle is a very large round raccoon.
One of your friends, Lily.
Of a sort, but I don't know how to talk to them. Anybody
Hmm.
know talking with animals?
Not fluent raccoon.
Well, hmm,
You hear Volodymyr's voice filter out of the car, a little tinny. Help!
You're gonna be fine. It's a raccoon.
is the raccoon menacing you?
It wants my snacks.
Of course it wants your snacks. It wants
So give it your
everybody's snacks.
snacks.
Why?
My pocky.
So give it your
Why don't
snacks.
you
It's just a raccoon.
It's my pocky.
Really?
Sharing?
I'm
It
just
didn't buy
gonna-
it.
You said it's sitting on like the hood of the truck.
Yes.
So I'm just Lily's just gonna walk up and kind of like hands on hips sort of and go, well,
And when you say something, it kind of startles a bit, turns around, sees you, kind of skitters towards the front of the hood closest to you and chitters at you.
This isn't gonna work well.
no, we don't have a puka.
It's like movie.
I need
Little Timmy fell
Nolette.
down well.
Unfortunately, we do have a solution, but I don't like it. If we can get the raccoon into the car, and you can tell he's really not enthusiastic about this at all.
And then what?
Maybe
Kidnap a raccoon?
no, it's not kidnapping. We can let, and he points to Volodymyr, make something to talk to it.
Oh. Hmm.
He can make a lot
Yeah,
of
but-
things.
I know, but
Unless
gotta-
you have another option. Because as far as I know, nobody else here can speak raccoon.
Mm. Mm.
I'm very good with other languages.
Wait a
but I
minute.
don't speak raccoon.
Does okay, so
It'll keep him occupied. He needs to be
Yes.
occupied.
but storyteller
Mhm.
is you said that a couple of sessions ago that when Lily walked into the hospital and noticed there was a new person from the zoo with an
Yep.
animal exhibit for the kids,
Yep.
that also seems suspiciously to be another puka.
Yep. I did indeed say that.
Yes. Does Lily have any contact stuff for the zoo? Or like any of the people that Alette worked with?
No,
For her-
you still
or
have
like-
Alette's numbers.
For like her flunky?
No.
Oh. Yeah, I could. Seth it. Out of desperation, Lily is going to try to call Alette.
Okay, the phone
It's
rings.
probably not going to work.
No, the phone rings twice, and then you get the automated voice that says, "This person is out of the service area."
Hangs up.
And the raccoon, which you would recognize as being one of the raccoons you had met before. And
Yeah.
you would probably remember that Alette told you his name was Biggs.
Oh, okay.
Kind of just taps the side of his muzzle a few times and then does this with his paws.
I'm gonna pull out like the seaweed snacks and give him like a bag.
He takes the bag, he crinkles it a few times, he kind of plays with it a little bit. He gnaws on it. He's smart. Oh, no, Biggs is not the smartest raccoon in the crayon box.
Can't
He-
open it.
No, he chews on the
Yeah.
package a little bit. He crinkles it. He kind of seems to look at it,
Gonna
and then he
open it.
offers it back to you.
Yeah, I think
Take
you
it
gotta
back.
help him get in there.
Open it for him.
Okay, now you seem to see this little light go on in these tiny little beady raccoon eyes. And now he happily takes the little bag and he jumps down off of the front hood of the vehicle and chitters at you and then kind of scampers over to where there's a bit of fencing and cement bulk work, where two other smaller raccoons you can now see are waiting. And there seems to be a lot of chittering back and forth. And then with their prize in his hands, they kind of slip off into the shadows alongside the fence.
I think they just were hungry.
Maybe, but I think I recognize them, which is weird. Anyways, I think the one that was on the truck was called Biggs. And that might have been Diggs and Route 3 or stuff. I'm not sure.
Good memory.
Okay, so I think we can just wait now. I don't think we can do much more tonight.
Yeah, well, the note I just handed off, I left my phone number on it. So, I mean, as long as they can reach me that way and it'll be fine. So, like, we don't have to hang out and wait or anything.
Okay.
But yeah, and talking to, is there like a window open in the truck now for Volodymyr, or like did he come out, or like are we still shouting at him through the glass?
Vladimir is knocking out of the car now. There's a mafia of raccoons stealing people's snacks. Are you insane?
Volodymyr, you were never taught to share. Like that's not a thing knockers do. No.
Maybe.
Wow.
Protectively, like goblin dragon crouches over his snacks.
Well, he seems very eager to share anything that can explode. So he has shared certain things as he gets into the driver's seat.
Inventions are meant to be shared with the world. Snacks are mine.
Okay.
Right? Whatever keeps you occupied.
Lily's just gonna. Wait, who took the front seat? Is that Fogwa again?
Well, I'm driving, but
No, I
seat's
meant like
open.
the passenger. Like,
I don't know.
uh,
You want to call
I'm at the
shotgun?
back.
okay. Yeah, I'll just hop up there.
All right.
Offering snacks at the back
and-
to Rosalind and Volodymyr.
Anyways, yeah, I don't think we have anything else to be doing downtown here. So, I mean, if people got stuff to do, you know, we can split up that way, or if people want to hang out some more, we can do that. I'm open for either.
I could drop people off.
Yeah, that one.
Rosalind, are you still staying in the back cave as he pulls out of a parking lot?
I'll be heading home. Unless anyone wants shawarma.
Mm,
Okay.
not really my thing, but thank you.
I have
I
cereal
tried.
and snacks.
I'll join you for shawarma, and then I can drop you off and just like walk back home.
Sure.
That sounds lovely.
I would drop people off at appropriate spots.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, Lily's got a ton of research to do, so yeah, that's probably better.
Fantastic. Then this looks like a wonderful place to take a break. So, viewers, hydrate, dehydrate, rehydrate, whatever you do with water. That's your business. That's between you and the water.
Snacks.
Go do it. Snacks. Snacks are important, highly underrated. Come back with snacks. We'll be back in about 5 to 7 minutes, and we will see what happens next with the Motley. So come on back in a few minutes, and we will see you soon.
Paint your sky in phthalo blue and alizarin crimson, swirls of cadmium yellow, sienna and vermilion. Make it any way you want, 'cause it's your world in the end. Paint yourself a little tree and give it a little friend. Pick the colors that you like, held together on your brush. If you don't like it, you can try again, there is no rush. You don't need to justify, you got nothing to defend. Know that there is nothing wrong with having a tree as a friend. You can do what you want, just make it passionate. There are no mistakes, just happy accidents. Just use your imagination any way you please. This is your creation, so build it as you see. Seek out new sensations, or sail the seven seas. You're the only one to please. To be a happy little tree. We're all happy little trees. Always swaying in the breeze. We're all happy little trees. Paint your world in Prussian blue. Give yourself a big bright sky. Add some white and burnt umber, and give your world highlights. You're the creator of this world. Find your freedom on its canvas. Make a small room of your own, or dream up entire planets. You can do what you want, your sky in phthalo blue, and a alizarin crimson, swirls of cadmium yellow, sienna and vermilion. Make it any way you want, 'cause it's your world in the end. Paint yourself a little tree and give it a little friend. Pick the colors that you like, held together on your brush. If you don't like it, you can try again. There is no rush. You don't need to justify. You got nothing to defend. Know that there is nothing wrong with having a tree as a friend.
Welcome back, viewers, and thanks for hanging with us or showing up. For those of you who are coming in now after the break, hopefully you settled in with snacks and your favorite beverage. The Motley had just spent a little time on Friday evening arranging a meetup with certain interested parties in Little Tokyo in Chinatown in Toronto. They also stopped by the Dance Cave to drop off a massage with Dennis for a saze, and got to kind of talk with one of the raccoons, though it wasn't talking so much as apparently being highwaymanned for snacks. Seaweed snacks, which I imagine the raccoons are not too pleased about. It's not pizza or shawarma, but what the heck, it's free food. Free food's free food. So we are going to jump in to Saturday. So does anyone do anything Saturday before you arrange to go off to your 4 o'clock meeting?
Yeah.
How are you arranging to go off to your 4 o'clock meeting? Vladimir, I know you're always doing something. What are you working on?
I want to make a couple things. I want to make the equivalent of a flash grenade. I want to make at least 2 like things that if members of the Motley throw it at the ground, it will go boom and loud noise and bright lights and get them time to run away.
Unfortunately, not too difficult to make.
The other thing I want to do might be a little more difficult because it's going to involve using arts.
Mhm.
I want to make something that Hunter could hold in his hand and crush. And by crushing, activate a Dragon's Ire power. I want to trap a power in a thing that Hunter can crush.
Ooh, okay. That's going to take more than a day. The 2 flashbangs, if you would be so kind as to roll me intelligence plus crafts.
Okay.
And it's not hugely difficult. 7s and up.
Um, 4 successes.
Nice. You have 4 of them then. 1 for each success. They are about egg sized.
Okay.
And they are about egg shaped.
Okay. I am going to rummage an empty egg carton out of the trash, and I'm going to store them in an egg carton for now.
Excellent. Okay, good place to store them.
Yeah.
The other one will take a couple of days because you are basically building an enchanted item, and we will do those rolls off screen.
Yeah.
and see what we need to do that. So excellent. Okay, how's the Motley getting together at 4 o'clock? Are you meeting somewhere in advance, or are you just all going to show up at the restaurant?
Can I ask, sorry, I forgot the name. I'm new. Shit. Lily's character. Where can I replenish glamour?
Or like
Yeah.
a text message, or
Yeah.
how thing? Okay, well, okay, and it's Saturday now?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, does
Um,
Crystal remember how to replenish glamour?
Going into a freehold of any sort, going into the dreaming anyway, or there's things specific to, I think, each kith that you can do.
It's called musing.
Ah,
Well, there's
um,
ravaging as well if you want to be really nasty, but otherwise
yeah,
it's
but
musing.
it's like there's a light and dark version that each kith can do, and they're not all the same.
Yes.
So have I gotten any of the books on Slua from my sources?
Yes. And you would know that musings are not kith related, they're more personal.
Okay. Yeah, too long to text. I'm just gonna call Rosaline. Say, hey, so you were asking about how to replenish glamour and stuff. I could have texted back, but it would take a long time, so I figured this would be faster. Is that okay?
It's fine. Sorry
Okay.
to bother you.
Oh, no bother. Totally not. I mean, it's all important stuff that you need to know, and so that's, yeah. Clay or me, my brain has just blanked out. So the things I was saying earlier about how glamour gets replenished, would do that through conversation.
And where would I find a freehold?
Oh, well, we have the one at the hospital. Unfortunately, it's only open on Thursdays at 7 p.m. and we don't have access to it any other time. I'm not certain where there are other ones, so that's, I mean, definitely on Thursday we can go there and spend some time and, heal you up that way. But actually, Storyteller, do I still have any of those draw spits?
I don't know. Do you?
I don't know. That's what I was asking you. Like, did we use them all? We might have.
No, I didn't think you did use them all.
Don't remember where I was like keeping track of that. Because I know we used a lot of the pieces that we had.
How do you replenish?
Well, I mean, it's kind of different for different people. I mean, for me, one of the ways is actually a little bit through my day job with working at the library, and that I end up helping people who are in need. Though I mean, objectively are the tasks that we've been doing as a group has also been helping people in need. But it's kind of like doing it at the library, it's a lot faster because it's, directly, people need to find books and I help them do that, or people want help with the computers because they want to search something and I do that sort of thing.
Storyteller, is it legacies that help with it?
No, it is musing. And doing a quick check, I don't believe that we actually selected your form of musing and ravaging, so that you or Vladimir.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh no.
So
I'm
yeah,
I
realizing
didn't know that was a
that.
thing.
yeah, I just took a quick look
Wait.
at character sheets and went, oh crap, oops.
I
That's
didn't even
something
see
we'll
it
have to-
there till after. Oops.
Yeah, that's something we'll have to chase up. So
Yeah, because I think there's different ones you can kind of pick from.
yes, yeah. There is a
Yeah.
list that you can pick from. So a bit of my slip, not making sure that musings and ravaging were taken care of. However, I also didn't figure we'd be burning through
Hey, stuff and things have
Glamour
been
quite so
happening.
quick, but yeah, things have been happening. So yes.
And we haven't been, like, we've been in the freehold, but not like to just chill and get glamour.
Yes.
True.
Yep.
I suppose I can wait till Thursday. Thank you. See you later. Click.
Oh, what? Okay. And just kind of puts phone away a bit. Did we figure, like, what time do you think Rosaline called, or did I call Rosaline the other way around?
Probably early afternoon.
Okay. Because I was just wondering if Lily would have any time to read anything or look anything up or whatever.
Yes, you would.
Okay. So I think that's what she'll be doing while waiting for time to pass until it's 4. And also in the group chat, sent, ask, are we meeting up at Hunter's again or question mark?
I'd be happy to pick up everyone. Not a problem.
I support that idea.
Might not be a good idea for me to take public transit right now.
Rosaline will say that she'll meet everyone at the restaurant.
Well, yeah, if you want to come pick me up, that's cool. Also, I have question marks for Vladimir.
Made some things delicate. Don't want to get bumped.
Do they explode?
Maybe ... question mark. Haven't tested any of them yet.
If you blow up this restaurant, I'm going to give you such a time. ...
Sorry? Question mark ...
In all capitals, such ... a ... time.
She won't even give me time to reach you in time. Evil grin.
But I must look it up.
Texting bubble. Delete. Texting bubble. Delete. Then come and pick me up, you big lummox.
Mm,
I
you would
roll
get
emoji.
silence.
If I can, I'm gonna fuck Volodymyr at the front. Like, if something explodes, I can run out the window.
So I would pick
Um,
up whoever needs to get picked up.
Nope.
Before I leave to get in the car,
Mm-hmm.
because I have now been made paranoid as scared,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I am going to my wonderful roommate, and I'm going to let him know that I am going somewhere that might be dangerous. I don't expect there to be any trouble. If there is, I plan to run away. But I thought I would let you know.
And one flexible tentacular arm reaches out and he very gently pats you on the shoulder with one metallic claw and says, please be careful.
I will be very careful. If needs be, I will run away and let Hunter deal with it because he's a troll and they're good at that.
You are important to me.
That means a lot to me. Actually, it might be interesting. Do you want me to take an eye with me so that you can see what goes on?
Is it more than 1,111 paces from here?
Yes.
Then my eye would not work.
We should work on that. Remind me to work on that.
Allow me to remind you to please work on that.
When I get back tonight, if I'm alive and have both my hands, remind me to work on that.
Excellent. I have
Okay.
listed that for reminding you when you return, but only if you are alive and only if you have both of your hands.
Wonderful. Love you, buddy. I'm just gonna pat him on one metallic flank and leave.
Okay. Okay, so back in the vehicle, back down to Chinatown. You can park in the same place. I mean, the same parking lot is just as good because everything is fairly walkable from there. The Big Trouble Bistro is at Dundas and Heron, not that far along from the Lucky Moose Food Mart. It's on the south side of the street. Yet again, another company that does not sponsor us, but there is a doorway, and it is you have to go upstairs. There's a gated entranceway. The gate is open, and then there are stairs up to the second floor, and that apparently is where the place is located.
Before we even get out of the car, Volodymyr is going to pull out his little egg carton, very carefully open it. Who is going inside?
You are?
I mean,
Assuming all of
I'm
us
going
are.
inside.
Okay,
Are you
Who
not
think-
going inside?
I am very scared.
So don't be you and just
Don't tell him
stick
that.
by us. I
I will
gotta tell
stand
him something, or else he's gonna go in there and start tossing shit.
Well, about that.
You
Just
see?
in case everything
See?
goes to shit, I'm going to give everyone except me an egg. Just in case worst happens. If you think is going bad, close your eyes and throw at ground.
So are you staying in the car again?
No, I'm coming with you, but I'm staying behind you all.
I don't feel comfortable carrying this object. Why don't you keep it safe for me? And Lily's gonna hand it back.
Are you sure trust me with this?
Um,
I have said before, am not brave, and I'm gonna insistently try and hand it back to her.
We could leave it in the car.
Uh,
I don't think we're gonna need items we have to chuck at people.
No,
Hunter.
not at people, at ground. Chuck
It's
at
a
feet.
dinner, and he would take it, and he puts it on the passenger seat of the car. Hello. I know you and I don't see eye to eye. You
We
know.
can't. There's quite a height difference.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to bring up to you. However, in this case, I'm really trying to put some faith in you. We're trying to help Lily attempt to complete this task.
We are, but we're going to talk to someone who apparently is very scary. I
Let's.
am not brave.
You don't have to be brave. You just have to stand there, sit, eat. Eat your heart out. Have fun. Eat. Eat everything at the table. Let her talk.
Yeah,
Okay.
mostly you are there to just be there, and
Stuff
you
your
don't-
face. I'll pay. I don't care. Don't
Okay.
toss anything.
Okay.
Okay?
Well,
all I'm
I
asking.
can't post anything. I gave it away to all of you.
You know what I mean.
Okay.
Just give me one peaceful evening, and I will buy you dinner. Okay.
I promise that I will not instigate any lack of peace.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He feels his wallet like subconsciously get very hot. It's going to be very expensive.
You've just told a Russian you're going to buy him dinner. You should
I did.
feel like
I did.
your wallet suffered.
Okay.
What?
So heading for the Big Trouble Bistro.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Big Trouble Bistro. I'm sure that's not a warning or a sign.
Okay. So Rosaline is out front already, standing quietly by the entrance. The rest of you roll up.
Are we parking on the street? Is there a parking lot?
No. I told you that you would park in the same place that you had parked
Okay.
before. It's a couple of block walk. It's all of Chinatown is fairly snug and close.
Okay. We get out. I assume we're keeping an eye out for Rosalind.
Yeah, she is waiting in front of the bistro.
Can I do a perception check, I guess, to see?
Sure. What are you looking for?
Anyone that seems kind of suspicious.
Okay, yeah. Give me a perception and alertness with 7s and up, please.
Three successes.
Oh, very nice. Yes. You see Haruki across the street.
Is that the little boy?
Yes. Well, the little androgynous one
Okay.
with the hair, with the gorgeous, gorgeous hair.
I'll kind of just stare back at him.
It just watches you for a moment and then just kind of slips into the crowd of passersby and disappears.
Can I try to follow him?
Sure. Okay, so when the rest of you get to the bistro now, Rosaline is not out front.
Nothing's happened to her. She's dead. I'm going back to the car. Vladimir immediately starts to like turn around.
Grabs him by the back of the shirt. Would you freaking stop?
Might be late.
Take a breath.
Just get phone out and text Rosaline. We're here. Where are you?
Okay, you're about a block and a half away at this point. Haruki just seems to be kind of strolling along the street, stops at the odd shop, talks to somebody. The shop staff, shopkeeper, pokes through knickknacks and gewgaws that are being offered on shelving that's out on the street. Looks at sandals, looks at chopsticks, looks at mugs, looks at sunglasses. Goes on to the next store, checks out some of the produce.
I want to see if he's like texting anyone.
Nope, does not have a phone in their hand.
Okay. I'll text Lily and say I'll be there shortly.
Okay, we'll wait at the door for you.
I'll go back. I just thought that maybe he was keeping tabs on us.
Oh, it's always an excellent thought and a good one to have. Okay, so it's a few minutes and Rosaline rolls up. And you are now all in front of the stairs up to the bistro.
I'll say Haruki was here.
Oh, the little one with the great hair.
Almost as if he was waiting for us.
Jimmy did say he was attending, so I don't think it's out of context to think that the other one would stick around.
He did not make his presence known.
I think it's
Oh, but
more
wait,
that-
isn't Jimmy supposed to be here to like come with us?
That's what Jimmy said.
I think it's more than that Haruki listened to what we were planning, and even though Jimmy told him that he shouldn't be here, he came.
Not saying trap.
So it's that we're on time, but Jimmy is not present. Is that accurate?
I
Maybe,
Storyteller?
suspect trap.
Oh, you don't see Jimmy outside.
maybe inside.
Be inside.
Okay. Well, I've got
We're
his
all gonna
number, so
die.
I'll just like quick same text that I just sent to Rosaline of we're here, where are you?
Okay, it's a moment or two, and your phone buzzes, and it says upstairs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's upstairs. So we can just go in and meet him there. And just open the door and go.
Okay,
Yeah, sure.
I'll
So-
kind of hang behind the group
okay.
a distance.
Volodymyr is walking behind Hunter.
You go upstairs. It's
I mean,
fairly-
it's a good human shield kind of thing.
the bistro is more bar than restaurant. It's casually lit, one could say. Kind of dimmish in there. There are a few people sitting around. As soon as you folk get into the bistro proper on the second floor, you see motion, and Jimmy stands up. He's at a table, a couple of tables in, talking to a couple of people. He's wearing a black hoodie with a white line work raccoon face on it, wearing the old style X-ray specs that you would see in the back of comic books from the 60s. And it says in nice big green letters around it, Weird Toronto. And if you check your chat, there is even an image of it so that you can kind of see.
It's a
what the,
real shirt.
It's a real shirt, Weird Toronto merch. Go buy Weird Toronto merch. They are not a sponsor, but hey, they could be.
Sponsors.
There's not a lot of Weird Toronto merch available right now. It sells out pretty darn quick. And this is why Jimmy's wearing one, because it's a very popular shirt to wear. And Jimmy gets up, leans in and kind of talks quietly with the two people he's talking with, and then they watch as he heads towards you and says, okay, this is, we're going to King's Noodle. He's at King's Noodle. He's not here today.
Okay.
So, and he kind of just brushes past you guys and then starts down the stairs back towards the street.
I guess we're following him.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
Got a bad feeling about this. Very bad feeling. Nothing good happens when they change the plan at the last minute like this. You know we're going to go in and they're going to hit us over the head and we're going to wake up on a counter as they take our organs and then they're going to kill us.
I lean over
No.
and I whisper into Volodimir's ear, I'm gonna let Lily handle you if you don't stop.
Telling you, it's just like this back home. The plans change, they send you somewhere else, and you never get to go home.
I'm not joking.
Neither am I. This is important. I should have made more eggs.
So you hit the sidewalk, and Jimmy's kind of like, tucks his hands in his pockets and shrugs one shoulder and says, "Yeah, the usual bet is the bistro, but yeah, King's Noodle tonight. That's okay. Oh, they've got, their soup is fantastic. It really is,
Hmm.
and it's about a block down the street. So he weaves through the crowds expertly, like somebody who's used to walking on extremely crowded sidewalks. It's Saturday. It's about 4:00. It's busy as heck in Chinatown.
Can I make a roll to see if we're being followed?
Oh, you certainly can. Perception plus alertness, please. 8s and up. Anyone who would like to can roll perception plus alertness, 8s and up.
Yes, please, because I'm a big scaredy cat. Perception.
2 successes.
4 with 2 10s.
Mm,
2 successes.
Okay, those with 2s, they're pretty sure you're not being followed. Hang on a second here.
Saying, hang on a second here, we're doomed.
Okay, so as you head towards the corner of Dundas and Spadina, which is pretty much the center of Chinatown, and Mr. Hunter, you can check your chat and find the answer there. And they wait for lights to swap, and then Jimmy takes you kind of cat corner across. There's a Scotiabank, and then right beside is a nice sized display window with barbecued ducks hanging in the windows, and a sign over top that says King's Noodle.
I would
And
text
Jimmy waits.
to the group. Fabio is about half a block behind us.
Lol.
There's an
Lol.
instant, like, you hear a little, and Volodymyr basically glues himself to your side. It's just like,
I'm gonna
Just
text
keep
back.
walking.
Like,
Rosalie doesn't know who that is, so.
he's just a teenager trying to play with grown-ups.
Just giving the heads up.
Okay. And Jimmy gets to the door and stops and waits for the rest of you to kind of accumulate in. And he says, okay, just so you know, be polite. That's all I got. I don't know.
It's
Do you mean
generally good
Rookery or-
advice.
Okay. I get it.
Sorry, what?
Jimmy's in front of us. Haruki is somewhere behind us for reasons that we don't know yet. And we're about to meet somebody named Hitoshi.
Are you asking storyteller?
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, upon that text, Rosaline will kind of slip behind the group without like stealthily. Maybe they don't notice that she's not with them anymore.
You would need to give me, if you would be so kind, a stealth plus dexterity.
Okay.
And you're going to need to do, because you're a fairly tight grouped in, 8s, 9s, and 10s.
Oh wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Nice. Yeah. No, easy enough
Wow.
for you to just, nobody even notices.
Mm.
You're just able to just very quietly kind of slide back from the group.
Great. And then I'll kind of just like wait for Haruki to pass me by.
Okay. Where are you stopping?
If there's any kind of like alleyways or whatever, I
No.
kind of want to slip.
No.
Oh, you're gonna give the
How,
kid this-
how,
Like
how far back are you?
door
Just
frame or
before the
something?
restaurant. Just like a little bit before the restaurant. I
Okay.
don't go in with them.
Okay. So a couple of doors back from the restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like somewhere you don't see me like plain sight, you know.
Okay. So when Jimmy gets to the restaurant, to the door, and stops at the door, looks at the rest of you, and says, "Okay, so just be polite. I'll do most of the talking, but he's going to want to hang on." Yeah. Are we playing tricks already? Because
What?
that's not going to go down well.
What tricks? Where?
There
Okay.
were 5 of you when we left Big Trouble.
Yeah, aren't there still? And Lily's gonna look around and finally notice that Rosaline is not with us, and go, what? Where did she go?
Well, she said that she wasn't coming in anyway. So
What? Well, where did she go?
And Jimmy kind of looks at you and says, "Okay, so she's not going to be busting in afterwards or anything like that?"
she might come in after.
No.
I am not for thinking she'd be busting in anywhere. Too
She
shy.
doesn't. Yeah, she is pretty shy. She doesn't tend to bust.
Yeah.
More slip
Although
quietly.
it might be healthy for her to try busting out a little bit more.
I have a feeling if she ever did, we should be concerned.
Okay. And Jimmy goes, "Okay," and opens the door. And says, probably knowing, yeah, Hitoshi's going to be upstairs. She's not going to be downstairs. And he leads you in. And you go in, and there's one side is all open kitchen kind of area with 4 people bustling around it cooking. The smells of the food are incredible. You can the scents in the air just make you salivate from the start. It just smells so good in there. To the side, away from the open kitchen, there are a few tables, and then there is a very narrow set of stairs kind of in the back. And Jimmy heads for the stairs.
Follow him.
He leads you upstairs. Hunter actually almost has to turn sideways in order to get upstairs. The stairwell is that narrow that people go one direction. You're not going 2 directions on this stairwell. Upstairs, the second floor is all seating, and it's rows of tables, almost like a cafeteria, and it's busy. And Jimmy stops for a moment, takes a look, and goes, "Ha, yeah, thought so," and starts leading you towards one of the longer tables. There are a couple of people at the table. However, there's one very large gentleman sitting towards the end of the table. There's no one sitting right near him. It's obviously the other party at the table is their own party. They're further down. He is surrounded by food. He has a very large man, black hair pulled back into a ponytail, looks to be in his, I don't know, 30s, 40s. It's kind of that weird, hard to tell age that some guys get to. And big. He's got to be 2.5 foot, 3 foot across the shoulder. He's really well built. He is wearing a dark blue shirt with a red tie and a matching scarlet suit coat jacket over top. And he is well into the food. And Jimmy heads in that direction.
Follow
I guess
in
we'll
tow.
follow. Yeah.
Yep. Following behind Jimmy and just kind of watching him a bit to see what sort of lead or introduction he does.
Okay, so Jimmy comes up and he stops in behind the chair that is directly across from Haruki. And he grabs the chair in both hands and he says, if we may have a moment of your time, sir. And this very, very large gentleman kind of looks up with him as he, spoons a dumpling into his face with his chopsticks and kind of grunts. He goes, ah. And Jimmy kind of motions to you guys, pulls the chair out, slides in, it sits down and says, we have a very large favor to ask, and one that the many ancestors would appreciate, I have no doubt. Now, what are the other four of you doing?
Pull up a chair next to Jimmy.
Okay.
Volodimir's staring at the food with kind of a haunted look on his face.
Barbara's also gonna see it.
Hunter is going to put Vladimir one seat away from the food. Wait until a waiter comes by. Issue him his own food.
Okay, and yeah, within seconds of you sitting down, there is a waiter there. Black slacks, white shirt, white apron.
Is there like a menu that we can read or?
Yes. And he hands each of you menus. And it's soups, vegetable plates, congee, rices, all sorts of stuff.
I'm literally drooling right now. You
Like this sounds like
sadistic
a place, a good place to eat. It does.
Yes. Oh, it is.
Anyways.
Volodimir's getting as many appetizers as he can.
Rice flour rolls, congees of various flavors. What else? Oh, let's see. Soups with fish balls, beef balls, sweet corn, hot and sour, stir-fried broccoli, stir-fried vegetables of various sorts.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm like, oh boy, build your own bowl. Those are so fun.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I've eaten in places that have those, and it's just like you end up spending a long time just trying to pick the right things. You're like, wait, do I want that? No, I want that.
Volodymyr is just committing the ultimate sin and getting a bowl with everything in it.
Yeah, there's more than a little bit of that. There are dumplings as well. There is the menu is pages.
Ah, okay. Lily will be a while because ordering is a task, but
yeah,
it will be a fun task.
Yep. there is a lot of food in this menu. There are
Mm.
casserole pots. There are. Um, I'm just looking at the menu and going, holy geez, there are pages and pages and pages in here.
It's 5 a.m.
Well, you said
I
most of the
cannot
first
order
floor was like
anything
where
in
the
No,
kitchen
4
was.
p.m. 4 p.m. Vladimir.
No, it's 5
Oh,
a.m.
it's
here
5
in
a.m. your
London.
time.
I
Yes.
can't order any food, and you are making me want
I see.
noodles.
I see. Okay. So some of you are ordering food. And meanwhile, Jimmy is sitting across from Hitoshi and says, we would appreciate your company in going to see Auntie Hinode. And Hitoshi stops eating with his chopsticks in his mouth, slowly draws them out, and you can almost see him slowly chew and swallow the food. And then he just goes in a in a incongruously high pitched voice, says, why? And Jimmy says, as a favor to these good people, they need to talk to Auntie about something she might have done. We're not sure, but it sounds like one of her things. And Hitoshi grunts again and starts shoveling food into his face. Meanwhile, out on the street, if you would be so kind, please, Rosaline, to roll me a perception and awareness. And you're doing nines and tens, please.
I got 110.
Okay. While you're standing there, just kind of watching people going by, keeping an eye out, after a few minutes, it's probably been about 10 minutes since the rest of the motley have gone inside. And a very familiar voice from beside you says, so what are we watching for? And you kind of look to your left, and Haruki is just kind of leaning against the wall beside you casually.
The better question is, what are you watching for? And she'll stare daggers at him. I'd actually like to use an intimidation roll.
Sure. Roll me intimidation plus manipulation, and you're gonna want 8s, 9s, and 10s. What does he do to defend against that? That's a darn good question. That would be.
I got 19.
They don't seem really intimidated, but he kind of takes a half step back and says, what? I just can't wonder what the adults are up to these days. All I hear is, you know what? You're a kid. I'm not a kid, but instead I have to still do kid things. So the adults get up to fun stuff. I'm not allowed to, find out what's going on. I got to learn this stuff eventually. If I'm going to be a messenger for the spirits, I have to know how to run messages, right?
Can I do an insight roll to see if he's telling the truth?
Sure. Empathy plus perception. 8s, 9s, and 10s again.
Oh my god. 2 successes.
As far as you can tell, he's being actually very upfront and open about things.
You shouldn't sneak up on people like that.
And he's like, oh, and you would take me seriously if I just wanted to be part of the group? Jimmy doesn't take me seriously. I mean, Grandma tells him to, but he still doesn't.
I would take you seriously. Yes.
Well, you're one, but I mean, you've got your own weirdness following you. How come you got an issue with me following you when you got those other things following you?
They're with me all the time.
Oh, yeah? Because, yeah, I wouldn't want that guy with me all the time. He's not
She'll
good
kind of like
juju.
put her hand over his mouth.
You do that, and his eye, their eyes widen.
You need to know when to speak. You have lots to learn. Don't be following us any longer. And then she'll go.
Okay. And you're going into the restaurant?
To the restaurant, yeah.
Okay.
Roll up.
Okay. So when you get into the first floor, you don't see the motley at all. There is a stairwell in the back, though. So I take it that Rosaline is going to drift upstairs to see if they're upstairs.
Yeah.
Where, of course, she will find them. Meanwhile, upstairs, Jimmy's been doing a fair amount of quiet talking. Hitoshi tends to respond with grunts, and he's busy eating. So Jimmy kind of looks at the rest of you as it's maybe 10 minutes before plates start to arrive with food on it. And he says, oh, okay, so we're going to eat it here. Okay, yeah, we can do this. So when did you want to go see Auntie Hinode? Anyone? Do you have a plan?
Whenever you can.
So I was kind of figuring tonight when Mr., I plan to eat all the noodles in the world is done eating tonight's quota of noodles, at which point Hitoshi just goes,
Can do that.
Sure.
He goes, okay.
Yeah.
I figured better, sooner than later, and I can pretty much guarantee that Auntie is going to be home this evening, or she should be. I don't think there's bingo tonight.
Um,
Rosaline will just stroll up and take a seat like she's always been there.
Hitoshi doesn't even seem to notice you joining.
Hmm.
He's far too soaked into his food. Okay, so just to fast forward a bit, meals are served. Food is devoured by those who want to eat the food. The more plates and baskets and containers show up for Hitoshi. Jimmy is content to just watch this gentleman pack it away. And quietly, he orders some tea. That's it. Sips on the tea. And then it's probably about 20 minutes, half an hour, somewhere in there. Hitoshi has packed away an amazing amount of food in the time you've been there. And he had obviously been there before you arrived. And he finally puts his chopsticks down, picks up a napkin, kind of dabs at his lips, puts it down, and says, okay, I can go anytime we want to go now. And Jimmy gets up and says, okay, now is good.
yeah.
Okay. At which
Yeah.
point, Hitoshi, the chair scrapes back, and Hitoshi gets up and up and up. And he's not sumo big, but he is a big man. He looks eye to eye with Hunter easily.
Just like what, close to 7 foot? Or six and a
Hunter's-
half?
About
Hunter's
6
like
and a half.
6'3", 6'4"-ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, around about there.
Big man. Big man.
Okay. So
Okay. So
Yeah,
Jimmy
just-
says, okay, let's easiest way to go. And they head downstairs. Jimmy heads downstairs first, waiting for the rest of you to follow behind him. And then the exceptionally large Japanese gentleman in the red blazer, and you can now see he's got, a matching dark blue slacks that pretty much match the shirt as well. Follows along behind.
so he is coordinated.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's and he's got a couple of rings on his fingers. He is he is successfully dressed.
Does he have any semi-visible tattoos? I know he wouldn't have like super visible tattoos.
Yeah, no,
but, like,
nothing, no, nothing.
color.
Yeah, nothing that you can see.
Okay.
Good question. Dang good question. Okay,
Mhm.
so Jimmy gets down to the street, waits for the rest of you to come out. Hitoshi comes out behind him, and Jimmy says, "Okay, so streetcar good for everybody, or what?"
Sure. I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gonna be
Okay,
able to
Check
fit in
in
a
with the rest of the
streetcar.
group. But no, it's transit, public transit.
Oh, I know what it is.
But like, thing is, we don't all of us fit in your car. So I think it's best if we take public so we can all go together.
Oh no, that's fine. I was asking if I could fit.
Yeah, you can.
and Jimmy's like, "Yeah, what do you mean? Hitoshi fits. You'll fit."
Yeah.
Eh,
Like
the
It's
what?
my
seats-
first
the
rodeo.
seats-
Just asking.
The seats, yeah, the seats won't be comfortable, but yeah, so you stand up in middle of the streetcar.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's they're meant to fit lots of people. So
Besides, it's early and we're heading east, so I mean, there won't be a lot of people. Most people will be coming downtown at this point, so the streetcars will be busy coming in, not going out. So he heads north a couple of blocks and leads you guys, you folk, a couple of blocks north up to the college streetcar, where, like every other streetcar in Toronto, you get up there and there's a few people waiting at the streetcar stop. And there's some waiting. Jimmy bounces up and down on the heels of his feet a little bit. And then he kind of looks at Hitoshi, and Hitoshi goes, yeah. Okay. Pulls a pack of cigarettes out of his pocket. Demore puts one in his lips, pulls a lighter out, lights it, and maybe takes about 2 drags. And Jimmy kind of leans into the street a little bit and goes, yep, that worked. There it is. And Hitoshi goes, yeah, yes, it always does, in that kind of high-pitched voice of his. And 3-4 blocks down, you can see a streetcar approaching. Hitoshi's got about, enough time to get 2 or 3 drags off the cigarette before he drops it and grinds it under his foot. And the streetcar rolls up. You guys get onto the Toronto streetcar and off you go. The college streetcar, you're on the streetcar for about 20 minutes, half an hour. It's going to take you east along College Street, and then it's going to dip south a little bit, and then it's going to go along Girard and over the Don Valley. And just past the Don Valley, Jimmy pulls on the cable to ring the bell. And just after crossing the Don Valley, about 2 stops past Broadview, which is the next major street. And meanwhile, everyone who's viewing is going, I have no idea where the hell they're talking about, but people from Toronto will be going, oh yeah, I know exactly where you are. And you go through a lot of the kind of downtown area, Main Street looking type space, back into the Canadian sort of out of Chinatown into a more Torontonian area, and then past the Don Valley and you're back into another Chinatown. You're now in Chinatown West. And about a block past, Jimmy pulls the cord, and the streetcar comes to a stop, and he leads you all off. And you're almost right in front of this tiny little restaurant that he heads towards. It's this little tiny building. On the left is Chinatown Gifts, and on the right is China Bookstore. And right in the middle is this little tiny building, and over top the sign says Bamboo Leaves. And he leads you in, and it is this quaint, cute little restaurant. It looks like it might have seating for about 16 people tops. Open kitchen with two tiny little Chinese ladies or Japanese ladies working away in the kitchen area. Both huge smiles, beaming. They both wave at you all as you come in, and Jimmy kind of gives them a nod and waves and leads you towards the hallway past the little kitchen area towards the back of the building. What's the marching order? And it's not a D&D thing. You don't have to worry about traps or anything like that. Just what order are people going in?
I'm figuring, because with Jimmy kind of leading us, either he's in front or maybe
Jimmy's in front.
Maybe Hitoshi is in front. I'm not
No,
sure.
Jimmy's in front.
Okay. I might follow after Jimmy.
Mhm.
Volodomir's at the
go-
back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go next to Lily because I think Volodymyr and Rosalind wanna probably take the back, and Hunter is not gonna go far from Volodymyr. So
Okay.
I'm trying not to go far from anybody, so I'll stay in the center.
Volodymyr and Rosaline both to roll me a perception plus alertness, 9s and 10s.
I thought you said no
How
traps.
does-
What?
No traps.
Does detail oriented apply?
No.
Okay. 6 dice. 1 success.
Eights. Do we eights count or no?
No, just 9s and 10s.
Oh, 1 success.
Okay. Hitoshi is behind both of you. And you kind of, both of you sort of notice that when Hitoshi steps in the restaurant, the two little Japanese ladies who are working away in the kitchen obviously are not pleased with him being there, because those bright smiles suddenly disappear.
Volodymyr is just gonna text the group. 2 little grumpy old ladies up front, we're all going to die.
What?
Lily's confused because they seemed totally nice and friendly when we walked in.
Yeah.
So
Rosaline
next
will
text
kind of
is-
like just give him an empathetic look.
Jimmy
she's gonna
leads you
text
down a
Hitoshi,
hallway.
Not good.
Jimmy leads you down a hallway. There's obviously 2 restrooms to one side, and then another unmarked door, and then there's a back door. It's a screen door. The actual door itself is open, so you can see the screen door. Opens the screen door. It's 2 steps down into this really nicely done kind of backyard. The ground is covered in paving stones. There are garden boxes on both the left and the right, not raised up a lot. They're raised up about knee high. A lot of ferns and plants growing on the left and the right. And straight ahead about 10, 15 feet is a pagoda. And the doors of the pagoda are wide open, and there is what looks like kind of an altar space in there. And dressed in a white pantsuit is this tiny little 4-foot tall elderly Japanese woman who turns from the altar space and looks at the group as you start filing out into the backyard. And Jimmy says, "Auntie Hinode, hello." And oh, she gives him a look that, if looks could kill, he would be lying steaming on the floor.
I'm not saying Volodymyr slows down and starts trying to back up, but I'm also not saying that Volodymyr probably backs right into Hitoshi.
Vladimir can back in, but into Hitoshi. It's not going to slow Hitoshi at all.
There's just arms out, feet skating across the ground. Very
And
panicky little
when
Russian speaking
Hitoshi
seconds.
steps out, this tiny little venerable woman says something in Japanese that is long and very angry. And you can see that Jimmy kind of frowns. Fagua, would you please be so kind as to roll me academics plus intelligence, 9s and 10s, please. Let's see if you understand
Okay.
Japanese.
Okay, that's a good pool. Let's see. Oh, it's 9s and 10s, 0.
Oh, what were your highest dice?
A 6. It was bad.
Okay. Give me another roll of academics plus wits, and let's see if you can at least pick up the general gist of things.
Okay. So, okay, that's better.
And that's 8s, 9s, and 10s.
So 1, 2 10s, so 4 and a 7, 5 and a 9, 6.
Okay, you can kind of pick up the gist that she is not at all happy that Hitoshi is there.
Okay.
And Jimmy says, could we do this in English, please? Because some of the people here don't speak Japanese. And she spits more Japanese at him and is obviously not pleased with that request either. So Jimmy says, okay, I'm just going to say that I will talk in English and do some translating. And she stomps down the 2 stairs from the pagoda and is right in Jimmy's face. Well, kind of in Jimmy's face, more kind of in Jimmy's breastbone because she's tiny.
I'm gonna start like very slowly pulling the sake, one of the sake boxes from my bag.
Okay.
I'm going to hide behind Hitoshi.
So Jimmy says, okay, so these people have a question. And without turning and looking and saying, so what was your question?
And before anyone can talk, she says like, sorry for our manners, and it's gonna extend the sake bottle towards the lady.
And she stops and she kind of looks at the sake bottle and then looks at you, and an eyebrow goes up, and then she looks at Jimmy, and then she looks at Toshi, and then she looks at you again. And Jimmy says, if you want to put that on the altar, that might be a smart thing to do.
I'm gonna very slowly and awkwardly put it in the altar.
Okay, so you're going to go past them and up to the altar. When you're there, give me a wits plus. Hang on.
I'm scared.
Give me a wits plus.
Eh.
You know what? They're both the same pool. Wits plus alertness. 7s and or 8s and up. 8s, 9s, and 10s.
8, 9, and 10s. Oh gosh, this is bad. It's 1 success.
Okay. When you're putting it on the altar, you can see that the side table beside the altar is set up for a tea ceremony.
Okay.
Something's off. You're not sure what.
Uh-oh.
One
Are there-
success will not tell you what is off about it,
Oh,
but
no.
there's something about the setup that is off, and you're not sure what.
No. Oh, no.
Okay, can I have a question?
Mhm.
How many cups are there on the table?
There are 2.
Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna very gently put the sake on the altar
Mhm.
and very slowly go back.
Okay. That was a good question, though. That was a darn good question.
I have to play my wits.
Okay. Actually, you know what? Roll me a.
I'm rolling so bad that I'm just scared of anything.
That's
like,
why you want you to
to
keep
roll-
rolling.
Yeah, I'm hoping you break one at some point. It
Oh
breaks for you.
my.
Roll me a wits plus remembrance.
Oh, okay.
7s and up. 7, 8, 9, or 10.
I keep trying to figure if like Lily can roll anything that would help this
Oh.
situation.
You would have to get
Or
up
like
there.
learn anything.
Yeah, well, you'd have to get up there and take a look, and then you.
Yeah,
could.
but I don't have an excuse to go up there.
Yeah.
It's 3 successes.
Ah ha 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 ha. Yeah, 3 would do it.
Oh,
Hang on
oh,
a
no.
second.
Oh,
3
no.
successes is indeed. Three successes is indeed
Oh.
sufficient to know what's up.
Okay.
Now, do you understand what I wrote?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I do.
Okay. So you put it up there, and while you're doing this, Auntie Hinode is still talking at Jimmy, not to, but talking at Jimmy, while he seems to be just kind of gritting his teeth and taking it. Though you can see that her eyes, everyone else can see her eyes follow Fagua as she goes up, places it on the altar, places the sake on the altar, and then pauses for a moment, then comes back.
I have a question. Are there any pictures at the altar?
No, there are not.
Okay.
So Jimmy goes, okay, so what did you people want to know from Auntie Hinode? Like anytime, folks.
Yes. And Lily would kind of maybe take a smidgen of a step forward. Do a kind of courtesy nod to the aunt and ask, gosh, my brain has cropped out again. I have the best timing. Yay. Yes. Apologies, Auntie Hinode, for interrupting you. We came here to inquire if there was any artifacts or possessions of yours that are currently missing, because we might know where such item is at. And we would like to return things.
And she kind of stops her haranguing and looks at you, and one eyebrow kind of arches up.
From behind Hitoshi, you hear Volodymyr squeak, "What about the raccoons?"
Yeah, the it seems the local raccoon population, and something is going on where if they sneeze, they turn into teapots. And we
And
can't.
she lifts a finger and then points at the pagoda.
And Lily's gonna look at it.
And
And
Jimmy kind of from the corner of his mouth goes, I think she wants you to go take a look.
okay. and like another little nod, and then kind of walks up there and looks at what there is to see. What is there to see, storyteller?
Okay, so you've got a standard altar, and to one side is a table that is set up for a tea ceremony. If you would be so kind as to
Yes.
roll me your
Yes.
perception plus, for you, we'll do enigmas.
And
8s, 9s, and 10s. Your specialty does not apply.
is 4 more. Yeet.
Yep, that's sufficient.
I know what you typed at me, but do I know what that is?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Is that like an offering plate kind of thing, or?
Kinda, yeah. It's like the little,
Oh, okay. Um,
like mini sandwiches, Japanese
okay.
version.
Okay. It and I just sort of turn, and your table seems to be missing some little some snacks, some wagashi.
And she goes right up on her toes, right nose to Jimmy's chin, and just harangues again. And he's like, oh, okay. Whoa. So apparently, and he kind of looks over the top of her head at Lily and then kind of towards the rest of the group, goes, so to quote Auntie, the little thieving bastards cleaned off the wagashi plate. And so she would, no, they're not going to atone by getting you a whisk with bamboo from the Yanks. No, they're not going to China to get you a damn tea whisk. And he then switches to Japanese and starts haranguing her back. And the two of them are going back and forth. And all of you feel kind of like you're at, the Thanksgiving dinner with the family, and one of your aunts and uncles who you kind of know have decided to have a public family argument right there at the table.
Yeah, like 2 years
Oh.
ago when you
Volodymir's just gonna whisper to Hitoshi, raccoons are a lot of trouble. Last night, one of them robbed us of snacks.
And Hitoshi just kind of looks, and his face scrunches up in kind of curiosity, and he goes, okay, I suppose.
Like mafia in St. Petersburg, they show up.
I'm just here to make sure that Auntie doesn't push Jimmy around too much. She does that. She pushes everyone around.
Why don't the old women out front like you?
She has to remember, we're Kenway. She has to listen to us. And if she doesn't, that's why I'm here.
Okay. I didn't understand most of that, but good for you. I'm glad you're here to support Jimmy.
And finally, Jimmy kind of like does this, and Auntie Hinode kind of huffs at him and turns and walks up into the pagoda again. And Jimmy turns around and goes, okay, so replacing the sweets is not going to do.
Okay.
She's not admitting that she did anything, but I have a feeling that she did something. And his voice raised a little bit, and he says, I imagine if I dig in a certain corner of the garden, I might find an old teapot. And from the pagoda, there's, one or two words are barked out in another, humph. And he goes, okay. So she might be willing to call the punishment even, but hang on a second. What kind of favor? And there's a
Oh.
few words spit out, and he goes, "Oh no, 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 no. We don't deal with them. They're not dealing with them." And there's another torrent of Japanese, and he goes, "Well, yeah, no, that's true. I mean, okay, talking's never a bad. I mean, you can ask, I suppose. She has a debt to be paid.
Oh boy.
Okay.
That if you're willing to take up the debt, it's just a small favor. It's nothing big, a little information collected or something. Then she'll take care of things with the raccoon.
What's this favorite too?
Information from.
What is it? Who's it
What?
owed to? I need this written down. I cannot deal.
It might be might be information. It might be going and getting something. It might be these people, they tend to just want little things.
Okay, but
His-
who are these?
So what
His
is
name
this
is-
little thing?
His name is Odoro Chu.
Okay.
And I'm gonna assume that Lily doesn't know what or who that is.
No, you would not, but Lily and Fagua could both roll me. Fagua intelligence plus academics, Lily intelligence plus enigmas, both of them 8, 9s, and 10s.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Same. Intelligence
One.
plus
Oh,
enigmas.
two.
Okay.
2, 8s, 9s, and 10s. Yes.
Nines.
I'm not saying it's equation, but the nerves on their part makes me think it's equation.
2. Okay, both of you can roughly translate Odoro Cho to dancing butterfly.
Huh.
Hmm.
And that's a person or persons?
And Jimmy goes, it's a person. You might be talking to intermediaries. I mean, we'd have to set something up. But basically, if you accept Auntie's debt, and again, it's a really small one. It's an insignificant little debt.
What
It's a
is this
little thing.
debt?
Well, that's the thing. You have to talk with them and make a deal.
But what did
Oh.
what did she traded?
What
for
did
that
she
debt?
promise? What was already
She promised a favor,
uh
a minor favor,
Auntie promised a minor favor.
in exchange for a small favor done.
And what was the favor that was done for her?
That's none of your business.
Uh,
Hmm.
And I'm gonna assume this is all that she will accept.
Hang on a second. And he kind of shouts back at her in Japanese towards the pagoda. And she shouts back at him a couple of things as she doing something at the altar, moving things around, cleaning, brushing away dust. And he goes, well, unless you want to go to the Yangtze River and get some bamboo and make her a tea whisk. I'm thinking that's a long way to go for some trash pandas.
Yeah. So, Motley, yay or nay?
If you want to think about it for a few days, you can think about it for a few days. I mean, there's no need to decide right now while you're standing in her backyard. You can take a bit and decide, and then we'll I'm guessing that Monte Hinode will make the arrangements, and his voice rises a little bit, and you can hear it just kind of a huff from the pagoda.
Hmm.
Rosaline will say, I'll help. She's just an elderly woman.
Yeah, I'm sure that nothing about the person she owes a favor to could be possibly in any way, shape, or form bad.
Well, I mean, technically, us coming here was us doing a minor favor for the raccoons. So
Yes. And it's
this minor
starting
favor
to
will
stack.
likely be yes, but it's just,
But-
that's what we do. Which
Oh.
I realize you guys are all new, so you don't know, but this
And
is
and
kinda-
Rosaline, if you would be so kind as to roll me a perception plus alertness, 6s and up.
I got 3 successes and a 1. 1.
All right, a little something for you in the chat.
So, just to make sure I'm understanding this correctly, in
Yep.
exchange for a small debt, the raccoon issue will be taken care of.
And Jimmy says, yeah, that's what she'll take care of removing whatever she did.
And she's willing to put this in a contract.
And he's like, oh, you want her to spit on her hand and shake?
Rosaline will go
just
up to the
some kind
elderly
of
woman
oh,
and say, what is your connection to the spirits? Why are they here?
And both of her eyes go kind of a little wide. Both of her brows go up. Nice, finely done brows, by the way. And she kind of, she's wearing the white pants she's wearing has very, I wouldn't call them voluminous, but kind of baggy, nice large sleeves. And she just snaps a hand, and there is a white fan in the hand, and she points at the altar.
They gather around the altar, or did you bring them here?
And she just turns and goes back to cleaning up, neatening and tidying the altar space.
So scary.
And Jimmy says, okay, so, like I said, no need to decide today. You can decide when you like. Yeah, I have Auntie's word that everything will be fine if this deal is accepted. And from the pagoda, she kind of huffs again.
How
And
about
he says, otherwise, a certain Hitoshi is going to come back and for the all-you-can-eat portion of the evening. And there's more Japanese shouted from the pagoda.
how about we start going out and we kind of like talk it out?
yeah, we can do that. I mean,
Well, once we exit, Rosaline will tell the group, there's a whole lot of dead people in that room.
But she killed them all.
I bet she didn't.
Dead people? How? I have a few questions before knowing how I feel about it.
And as the motley are heading back through the restaurant towards the streetcar, that is an excellent place to wrap it for the night, because we are about at time, and I can tell people are kind of getting a little, it's that time. Yes.
Yeah.
And is we for viewers, hey, it might be early for you folks, but we record this fairly late.
Good
Sometimes, yes, good morning. Sometimes the motley are kind of flagging towards the end of it. So, which is why I save all the violent stuff for then, because then I can catch them by surprise. So we're going to wrap around the motley again and let them tell you who they were. And thank you for being with us and where you can find them next, because they are all doing some awesome stuff all over the place. So let us start with Fagwa, please.
Hey everyone, I'm Najra. I played Fagwa, the very curious and hungry Aishu. Well, you can find me here on Wednesdays, playing this game. This is Wednesdays, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
you can find me as Natural Creations on my social media. I'm a professional cosplayer, and if you're looking for any Renford pieces or cosplays, you can shoot me a message there. And we have just launched a project called Girls Run These Worlds, which is a woman-created, women-produced, women-uplifted channel. And we have a lot of shows coming up, so follow us on social media to check it out. And I will be DMing soon an Innomine Satanis game, which is an Italian game. It's indie, it's very old school. So see you there.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Next up, we have Hunter, please.
Hi, everybody. My name is Michael Walsh. I played Hunter the Troll this evening. You can find me online on the socials for Instagram and Twitter at Ventru1399, where you will be able to find inspirational, motivational quotes, artwork, streams I advertise for, all pushing towards mental health and stress relief in these times of ours. You can find me every Wednesday with these fine individuals on Toronto by day, and you can find me every other Monday eventually as a guest player returning for Nerd Asylum by night on the Nerd Asylum channel. And eventually, which I've been slowly pushing, we do have some projects coming up in the works. I swear I'm not fibbing.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. And next on the Motley lineup is Vladimir.
everyone, I'm Zev, played Volodymyr. You can find me here every Wednesday playing Changeling with these fine knuckleheads, and on Twitter and YouTube at Rookery Gaming. Especially on Twitter, you can find me being very active, arguing about the finer details of lore and rules for Warhammer 40k and Warhammer 30k. There's so much, and I will argue about all of it. It never gets old.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. And next up, we have Rosaline, please.
Hi guys, I'm Haley. I played Rosaline the Saluha, and you can find me on Instagram and TikTok. I do cosplays and just content create for different various games. My name would be babe_blade666. I got lots of cool projects coming up I'm pretty excited about. You can probably find me on the Onyx Path channel, playing They Became Beyond the Grave, and They Came from Cyclops Cave. I did that one as well. And the projects that Michael is doing, I'll be part of. And I have another project, Mage the Ascension game called Neon Gore that I'm very excited about. So that will be coming soon as well.
Very cool. Awesome. Thank you very much. And rounding out the Motley tonight is Lily.
Yes. Hello. I'm Crystal. I played Lily Winters, your friendly neighborhood chord. And everyone that I play with is very busy doing other game stuff. And I'm not. But I am here and playing this cool game with these cool cats. And yeah, this is Grumpy Auntie has got me intrigued, and I am curious to find out more. So hopefully you, the viewers, are also curious to find out more, and we'll come back and watch more game. Yes.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And I am Cliff, the storyteller for this fantastic motley of amazing players. You can also find me here on Vancouver by Night on Saturdays, part of the Vampire Takeover. Though at this point, we will be on a break for a little bit, and then we'll be bringing you a little something special. I've also got other projects and guest appearances in the pipeline coming down. You can follow me on Instagram under the Vintage GM, where I will always let you know when stuff is going on. Other than that, thank you very much for being with us tonight. It is always wonderful having you along to view it. If you want to catch up on things, we're over on YouTube under the Vancouver by Night channel, where you can find us in 2 different playlists, season 1 and season 2. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Keep having fun. And we will see you next week.
Thank you.